Boom. We're live. Me and Hank and Wayne and whoever else wants to show up. It's Saturday. It's pretty warm here in the Northeast, about 80, 83, 84 right now. It's only supposed to go to about 85. What about you, Hank? Going up to about 90?
87 out there now. Yeah.
Yeah. I was at my mom's, hadn't cut her grass in 3 weeks. And I tell you, she's got an elm tree. And for some reason, it starts shedding leaves in July. And very multicolored reds and greens, all kinds of weird colors. But anyway, they're like matted into the wet grass that's all like folded over. So
Yeah.
you got to go over it 2 or 3 times to get the grass to suck up into the chute, you know.
That's why I used my other mower without the chute.
Yeah.
Cut it, spread it out on the lawn, and then later on go pick it up,
Yeah. But even at 11 o'clock this morning, her backyard was still pretty wet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's sunny now, really sunny, but there's not much wind. Yesterday we thought we were going to have a tornado or something again. The trees were going sideways about 4 o'clock.
Yeah, we were getting the alert.
Yeah.
Tornado watch.
Yeah. All we got was a little bit of rain. We didn't really get much of anything else. But anywho, who do we got here? Let's see.
We had a tornado just down the road from our place.
Did
Ripped
you?
my buddy's roof off his barn.
Not good.
Yeah. No, we missed it.
Is that normal up there, like the Buffalo Way?
No, it's not normal for tornadoes in our area, but rare. But supposedly, according to Lori, she's been watching some weather stuff on southern Ontario. Mm-hmm. And it says that because of climate change, we're going to become the tornado alley.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had quite a few in our area in Connecticut. I'm surprised, but most of the time, what do they call those, Hank? Down something they call them?
Yeah, wind shears.
Yeah. They do the same damage though.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
Uproot the trees and all that. So,
how's the hands, Hank?
Getting better, I think.
See, I told you I was praying for you.
What did you do different now? Hey, anything different or no?
The Temero.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see how that works out. The feet are still swollen. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. So today it's like you look out in the yard and everything is growing from all the moisture we've had. I mean, stuff that normally doesn't grow. That stuff you were talking about, Hank. I think I have that in my lawn too. It's like a very light but like matted type of a grassy substance. I don't know what it is, but it's really matted too. It's tight, and it's low. It's like really evasive,
Right.
I don't know what it is.
I don't like it whatsoever.
Yeah. You guys keeping busy up there, Wayne, or what?
With all the rain, pretty slow. Like nobody's cutting grass because the grass is growing like crazy, but it's just so wet.
Yeah.
If you took a riding lawnmower on somebody's lawns, you'd just be pulling up the mud out of the soil and you'd have mud all over your grass. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, everything's folded over here. You really need high lift blades to even pull the grass up.
Yeah.
Yeah, today's the nicest day we had in a while. It's 23 Celsius, and there's a nice breeze.
Yeah, that's nice. Hey, Robert. But, yeah.
So I just got in one of Bruce's favorite lawnmowers, a Power Smart.
Oh.
And so I checked out who makes it. It's made in Illinois.
They have a hell of a parts distribution network because I had one of those. It was the snow thrower though, but for parts, I mean they give you a parts manual and you go online and everything's available for it.
Yeah, you can get the stuff through Amerisun, right? That's the company.
Even yeah. But I tell you, everything was available. There's no back orders or anything. They were really good about it. The only thing I didn't like about it, a lot of plastic on it, where it really.
That's the problem because this one come in a week ago. This guy came to the shop and he said my tires on my front are seized up. They won't move, right? And I said, well, you likely got something jammed up on your belt. It's I figured the guy had a front wheel drive, right? When the tires ain't moving. So I said, you might have something jammed up in there and it's seizing on the belt or something. So I said, bring it over and take a look. He said, no, it's just a regular push mower. So I said, well, if the wheels aren't turning on the front, they likely must need lubrication or something. Have you been washing it, cutting wet grass where maybe it's got the metal bushings and it seized to the axle? So I said, just shoot some lube in there and see if that works. Well, a week later, he says, can I bring the mower over? I said, sure. So he's pushing it down the driveway, and I can hear the front is scraping on the concrete, right?
Really?
And I say that whole plastic piece on the front, it's only held on by 4 bolts.
Yeah.
And it's actually broken.
Wow.
And the machine looks like brand new, right?
Hmm.
So anyways, I said, look, I'll check with the states and see if I can order you that replacement piece. But I'm going to guess it's likely $85 or more.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, do you have a regular push mower? And I just happen to have a mower. And I said, you know what? Here, leave me this one for the engine. I'll see if I can get that part for myself. Take this one away for $80. He was happy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to get a hold of Amerisun and see who's engineering this plastic piece.
Yeah.
Like, there's no support, even though it's got, you know how they say triangles and angles and all this give you super support. The way they designed this thing, it's like a 16th inch of plastic is holding everything together.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that too, you hit one bump or something, who knows, you know?
Or you get these guys that bang their machines down on the front wheels when it's loaded with grass.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, this week, the only thing I did this week was one of the guards at work, he had a SRM 225, which is probably one of the most popular trimmers, Echo String trimmer. And he says it's just doesn't have any power, won't rev up, doesn't have any power. So the first thing I thought of course, was spark arrestor, because this guy tends to mix his oil a little rich, you know, when he does his mix. And if you let the thing sit there and idle, it's going to load up. So I bring it home that night, and it was the night, I think it was Wednesday night, and it was getting ready to pour. And I took the screen out. Sure as hell, it was fully clogged. So I take out my propane or my MAP gas, and I blow it off. And it was fine after that. But he said he's only using True Fuel, and I believe it because of what was in the tank. But did he use a tank of very over-rich mix? Because how could that screen get so card? Unless, like I said, you let them idle. If you let these things idle a long time, it will load up and carbon the muffler. But
is he using True Fuel that's already been mixed, or is he mixing his own?
No, it's the 50-1 pink mix. You can tell in the tank. But the weird thing was, I'm wondering if there was, when a lot of times people say if you let them sit idle, the crankcase will fill up with like oil mix, and it'll start to get really rich in there. And then once you blow it, it goes right to that screen, and then it bakes on.
Yeah,
it'll carbonate and clog. I mean, it was carboned up almost solid. You turn this thing on, like it wouldn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, another thing, Kenny, is a lot of these people don't wind them out at full RPM.
Yeah,
that's the way you're supposed to run them.
Yeah.
They go and they feather them and trim their grass, and that's filling up the spark arrestor with oil too. You gotta have it running at that high speed to just burn it off.
Yeah, you don't let them sit there idling. You shut them off if you're going to go somewhere.
Yeah.
I was so tempted to let it to take it out, but then I don't want to start a fire anywhere,
No, just had one come in that we did a while back. Like, we sent them the 5-star, but I'll take a look at spark arresters. So it was like, I don't know, 2 months ago. And that's what it was. It was a plugged spark arrestor, and we put a new plug in it. And we gave them the old plug cleaned up. And I don't know, 2 months later, he comes back and he says, "Oh, I can't get it going again." Sure enough, spark arrestor plug solid again.
Yeah, like Chris was saying too, backpacks are definitely known for it, because half the time you're walking from place to place and it's just idling,
Yeah.
They're such a pain in the ass to start, and then put the straps on. You just let the thing idle.
Turn the on button on, the little trigger, lock, and let her go. That's all.
But I had a friend of mine do that one time. He put the trigger lock on, the thing starts going like this.
Oh yeah.
Blowing all over the place.
Yeah, I usually blow in, I put it on the back of my truck, and if it starts blowing, it blows everything out of the truck.
Yeah, but I tell you though, my mother's 3 weeks without cutting it. It was the trimming was a pain in the ass because all the sidewalks and curbing and
Oh yeah,
that stuff was a foot thick. You know.
I got this creeping stuff that I got in my flower beds, and it's creeping into the grass.
Mm.
Creepy Charlie.
Something up there creeping. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something in our lawn. Hank and I were talking about. We don't know what the hell it is. It's like a light green, but it's like a matting. It's just like taking over.
Yeah, bird nest.
Yeah, like bird nest. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I
Nasty.
don't. Yeah, I don't know what it is though. You know.
Must be something that has water. It likes water.
Yeah. Oh wait, is Pete here? I thought someone said hello to Pete.
Likely a few seeds that the birds flying over dropped. Invasive species.
Could be. Oh, there's Pete.
Never know.
Hey, Pete. Yeah. Oh, lordy. But it's, like I said, this week, I'm trying to catch up, but, I've been neglecting the house and the yard, and I've got the weeds. Oh, my God. I could spend a whole weekend just doing weeds right now in my house.
You and me both. Now, with my hands, I can't squeeze enough to pull.
Yeah. Crazy. I don't know. Even machinery. I got 2 or 3 tractors in the back, 4 or 5 chainsaws. Just, it was such a shit week at work this week with machines down and people coming in to fix. All 4 national people. It was just a bad week. Just my wits were just. I would get home and I just wanted to like have dinner, go to bed. You get home after 10 hours and it's like screw this. But, like yesterday when we did that chat with James and Gary, that was just spur of the moment. It was yesterday morning. We've been talking about it, and I said, screw it. I know James's family is on vacation, so he's working, but he's got time to do other stuff. And I said, now might be a good time, so that's why we did it. But I tell you, we had almost 80 at one time in the chat, so that was pretty cool. I said to Jim last night, if he does it on his own, it'll probably be like a Terrell thing where the chat's and you can't keep up with it, with all the people. He's got 186,000 subscribers now. So
yeah, when the comments are coming on that, you can't keep up with them. They're just too fast.
You need a few moderators because it's just nuts.
I wish I commented yesterday about, is it cheaper to run the air conditioners on electricity or would it be cheaper to run it on generators?
What do you mean on gas?
Yeah, gas generators.
Well, gas, there's less power per, less BTU per pound or something. So it would take more fuel to run it with gas. So I think it would take longer. The only good thing is if you have natural gas, you don't have to worry about a supply. You just turn it on.
No, I was wondering, just enough to cool the house down, then shut off the generator, versus running the electricity in the house.
Yeah. Well, I know my HVAC guy, my friend Richie, he always tells me if your system is sized properly, it should be on like 80% of the time. It shouldn't shut off for 2 hours and then all of a sudden, go on. It should be sized so that it's always keeping the air dehumidified,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But we had a good discussion yesterday about this micro start controller. I didn't realize this. My startup capacitor on my air conditioner, just like any other capacitor, stores the energy, and then it can load up and start the fan first, and then it starts the compressor. Well, I was watching a few videos. You can have maybe up to 100, 130 amps on that initial startup to start up your compressor. And my lights will flicker when my compressor starts. When my AC starts, my lights in my house flicker. This soft start thing brings it down. The guy did a video on it. He installed it. It went from 125 amps to start his compressor to 35. So now he can use his portable Generac to run that central air, because while it's running, it's not really sucking tons of juice. It's that startup. It would never have enough power to do it.
Right. But
this micro start box, it's about $300, but it's all self-contained and it acts like a spark arrestor and everything, where it'll protect your equipment and everything. But we use them at work. We use soft starts all the time at work. Usually they're variable frequency drives. So when we start up a motor, instead of tons of current, it slowly ramps it up. And I know they use that a lot of times now, Hank. You probably saw it in the HVAC, where you have the variable speed motors and things.
Yeah.
Where they use the soft starters to get them going and keep them going. It just uses less energy because a lot of times in industry, you're paying your electric bill based on peaks.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's the same thing when you go to your light switch and you turn it on, boom, all that energy to start the bulb.
Yeah.
It costs you more to flick that switch on than to leave it on.
Yeah. I remember years ago, UI, the electric company around here, would tell our company, stage when you're turning your lights and your compressors and your machines on, because they're getting these spikes at the powerhouse that, it's killing them. So we ended up turning now we have LEDs, so we're using a lot less, of course. But back then we had sodium vapor, mercury vapor. You had a lot of juice when all these initially went on at 5 or 6 in the morning. So we had guys come in at 3:30, 4:30, 5:30 and turn on third. And our electric bill went down thousands. I mean, it's really efficient.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, Stella's here. Hello, Stella.
Stella. Shorty.
Let's see. You're coming up, Stella? But, yeah. Like I said, the weather now, like I said, should be nice today. A little cooler tomorrow, maybe a couple degrees, but I don't know. I said to my son today, I said, can you help me in the yard today? I got plans. So I go to my mother, I do all her shit. I come home. His plans, he's playing virtual reality in his bedroom. I'm like, well, what are these plans? I said, you could have helped me here.
Find out,
remember that when his lawnmower won't run.
Oh, my God. Yeah, well, if he ever leaves, right?
You got plans.
Yeah. Well, my daughter, she's got her strainer in her kitchen sink. The brass nut, that thin nut that goes on the strainer, they rot out over time. Okay, so it rotted, fell off, now it's leaking. And I said, well, I think you got a 30-plus-year-old young man in that house living there. I said, why doesn't he do it? So she's at work today. She left him a note saying, go to Lowe's, pick up the parts, and have it done by the time I get home. So we'll see what happens.
Did you find out why they blocked you?
It's still not going through, Hank. I don't know what it is. Yeah. But if I do individually, it works. It's weird. Yeah. I tried to text him this morning, Wayne, and the text wouldn't go through. We're at Dutchess and we're talking, and I messaged both my children together, both addresses, and the exclamation point came up, not delivered, not delivered. And I'm like, But then I do it separately, it goes through. I don't know what the heck it is. Huh. Oh, strange. Oh man.
How's Jake doing there, Wayne?
I think he's taking his girlfriend out. They're going out for lunch or something shortly.
Yeah.
He should show up
wait a
once.
minute. I just heard the boss yell at me. Just a minute. Let me find out what she said.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Here's something we'll all know. William just texted me. He took apart the plastic carb on the Briggs plastic carburetor.
Yeah.
And he goes, "What's this?"
You're kidding me.
Well, no, but when you take that carb off,
it's left on there.
Well, the white ring and that O-ring are probably still sitting on that intake.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hey, Wayne. Yeah, Wayne. If you look on the intake where you pulled that carburetor off, in back of that O-ring that you have, there should be a white ring, a white plastic ring. That O-ring goes in the back of the carburetor, then that white ring snaps on to hold it there. Then you push it onto that intake. That's what that is.
I'm surprised this is the first time he noticed that.
Yeah. I've done it before, though, where you take it off. Usually the O-ring and that white ring will stay on the carb, but sometimes it'll hang on to that little intake.
Yeah.
I didn't realize someone had texted me in back of that intake is another O-ring.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't realize, because I've never taken that intake off for whatever reason. I've never had to.
Yeah.
But what's Stella saying? Scrape and clean it. Oh, had to work. Oh, what's work? Are you doing a trolley, hon? What are you doing today? Trolley, or are you doing production work? But yeah. So that should be what it is, William. That's what it looks like. It looks like the one that goes in back of the carburetor. But there should be a white ring though, still on that intake. Robert, you need a whole new tractor. That's what you need.
Yeah. Ken, make yourself small so we can see Wayne.
Oh, all right. Sorry. Yeah. Well, it was funny. Last night we're talking me, Condon, and Bernanke, and Gary made a comment about something. Someone made a comment, and someone goes on there. Was this the Gary show?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's all about Gary again or something.
Yeah. Hey, here we go with the other Canuck. Yo,
Oh,
Bruce.
Brucey.
we missed you last week, Bruce.
I know. Yeah, I know. I've been struggling a bit.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. Nothing that's gonna take me out.
There you go. How's the gardening going, Bruce?
Whoa, we've had a bad year.
Yeah.
Real cold spring
hmm
and cold and dry, which is the worst drought you can get, right?
Yeah.
And then now it's been hot and dry.
Mm.
So my corn is only 2.5 feet tall. Potatoes are good. Zucchini's good. Tomatoes are still green. So yeah, it's been just kind of been a tough year all along.
Over here, they're saying that, we're going to get some nice, fresh Canadian air. We're going to cool everything down. What happened?
The air was full of smoke.
Oh, again, yeah. You got fires again, or what?
Oh yeah. There's a town in the national parks called Jasper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's about 4 or 5 hours from here.
Okay.
And 30% of that town was completely taken out. And it's you're probably tired of hearing about this, Wayne.
No, I heard it was the government's fault for not doing what they should have been doing in forest management.
Well, that goes way back to when we were little kids, to Smokey the Bear.
Yeah.
Put out the fires. And the boreal forest here in Canada, I just learned, is now a net. It doesn't produce as much oxygen as it can, because it hasn't been managed well.
Yeah, that's right.
The natives used to burn it off.
Yeah.
For all kinds of reasons, hunting, survival, flat land to live on, that kind of stuff. And now we got so much mature forest out there that it's not growing.
Yeah, we're killing ourselves.
Yep.
Really? Yeah.
I don't want to. Yeah. How do you say this? Do we have people watching? Yeah, there's too many of us out there, guys, even though I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Dilly dilly, Arch.
Yeah, dilly. And there's more to come, Bruce.
Yeah.
How many people are reproducing daily, and compared to how many die?
Well, and that's a strange thing, because some segments of the population, couples will do anything to have a kid. They can't conceive, right? And in other populations, I'm not trying to do a sinister thing here, but
right.
Other populations, it's just unbridled. So that's all we can say.
Yeah, like those other countries that it's phantom, and yet they have a bunch of kids. It's like, what don't you understand? If you don't have any food, why are you having kids?
Well, that's an old thing, because a rich farmer had many kids to help with the labor.
Yeah.
That's an old thing. Eh?
Yeah, here you go, Hank. The average global birth rate, 17 births per thousand. The death rate, 7.9 per thousand.
Yeah.
So more than twice as many people born versus dying.
Exactly.
But 200 years ago, Hank, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I know. What was the average lifespan?
A 70-year-old man would be the oldest man in the community. He would be a deity.
Yep.
He'd be the mayor.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Imagine that kind of stress. So anyway, I digress.
Crazy. You working on anything, Bruce, or no?
Just parted out a generator, and I missed your deal last night because it was at supper time.
Yeah.
With James.
That
was a tough job. It's been sitting in my garage for a year. It's a champion.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was one of those get to it things that you never get to.
Now, yours or customer?
It was given to me by a customer because, it had so much wrong with it. He stored it under his cabin, like under the crawl space.
Mm-hmm.
So it had condensation problems with the aluminum. And then the, what do you call it? The governor gear popped off, right? When it was laying in the bottom of the engine. And you know, generators, you got to take the rotor off, you got to take the muffler off, you got to take the head off, you got to take the sump cover, which is the bracket for the head, you got to take that off, and then the stuff was laying in the bottom of the engine. So I'm looking at this thing. I got the engine running, but it still wasn't governing. Yeah. And I thought, I'm not putting it back together.
Well, Champion's a really good company. They've got good customer service. Like, we've never had any issues getting any information or parts for Champion generators or Champion whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, they've been very helpful.
Yeah.
Unlike some other generator companies that I won't even name, like starts with a fur.
Yeah, Chris, on these here, you get they're watertight butt connectors. You can get them at Harbor Freight. They have the shrink tubing built into them, so this way you don't have to worry about
those. Squish them and go.
Yeah, the really good ones though actually have the dielectric grease in there as well.
Right, exactly. Every place is good as long as you keep it out of the weather. You know, so there's no corrosion, no water in there. No matter what kind of connection you make, you got to seal it off. That's all.
Yeah, Jake just got some heat shrink that's got a glue built into it. So when you shrink it, it actually seals against the insulation and the wiring, and it's got some kind of a gluing compound in there that works great.
Yeah. The worst connectors are the ones that you squeeze, you know, the little square ones that you splice the wire in there, and you squeeze it, and that's it. You know, are you kidding?
The Scotch locks, those things.
Yeah, those are the worst things.
They are, because they
cut through half of the wire, so you
and they corrode. They corrode open.
Yeah.
People put them in cars underneath the hood and underneath the.
Anywhere you put them. Yeah.
Hey, who you guys have a few years on me. Who was it that said it years ago? Was it Jerry Lewis? Hey, lady. Was that Jerry Lewis? Who was that?
Yeah, it was Jerry.
Hey, lady.
Or now, some guys don't like Jim Carrey. I personally think he's hilarious. All righty then.
In church.
Yeah.
Oh,
so been busy. Then we finally did get some rain this week, but we were celebrating dancing nude in the streets because we got a half an inch.
Really?
And look at you poor guys down in the southern Ontario there. You got schlumped on by Debbie, eh?
Yeah.
How bad was it?
A lot of rain.
Yeah. Did you have any problems with it, Wayne?
No major flooding. Like, I know the storm sewers wouldn't handle all the water we got on the one downpour, but within minutes it started handling the water. So, there was no flooding. Some of the homes around here that had improper drainage around their houses, they had flooded basements to the point where, let's say they were leaking. They weren't filled with 3 feet of water, but they were just leaking water through the foundation walls.
Oh, yeah. It's coming up through the concrete.
Yeah.
Concrete's porous.
But yeah, we did okay. And we just got that 19 horsepower Kohler engine on the Kubota, and it runs like a clock.
Good.
I know Stella was working on her house. She just answered. They had 6.5 inches of rain. How'd that work out for her?
Yeah.
Well, she had just done all that carpentry work, right? To bird everything. So hopefully.
I saw that the worst of it was in Raleigh, North Carolina. Was the worst of the whole thing.
Is that Stella? Is that where you're going to be tonight? You doing the trolley tonight? She drives the Raleigh trolley. It would be cool if I was ever down there and all of a sudden I'd see her in the trolley and just get on. Yeah, hello.
You see Mick's here, Mick's Mower, the Mower man.
Stella, I had a comment. Somebody was worried about you because they hadn't seen a video in a while. Me too.
Yeah, but all these seniors up here, none of us sick, all in relatively good health, no pneumonia, Mick. So
it's been a crap year.
Glad you're feeling better, Mick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's had a rough go.
Yeah, it's been a rough.
And Riley has a really.
It's the weather, likely at England.
Yeah,
they got terrible weather.
Yeah, it's always
wet and cool.
Yeah. Oh man. Yep. Yeah, I know. It's been a bad week, or even a few weeks, even months. The whole year, though, 2024,
Yeah,
for whatever reason. I
just
was
like
just,
you brought it up about a month ago, Ken. We're in a funk.
yeah. And my customers don't like it. Where's my equipment?
Yeah,
You see what Stella says? I'm in deep doo doo with being a homeowner.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, even the power equipment, though, the guys want it now. Yeah, I don't have time to set up and video and edit, and they want their equipment now.
I've throttled back on the customer stuff. I've only got my own stuff sitting out there now.
I wish.
Oh, it's nice. You take something into the garage, and you can really have a good look at it before you can look at it for an hour, check everything out, and then start. You don't have to just tear at it.
That's
And
where
it's
I want to.
nice to have a break.
I'm there now.
Robert.
Robert,
Yeah.
how's that
Yeah.
graphic?
Yeah, I checked the voltage on that regulator because they told me how to do it on the Kohler University YouTube videos. So I did that, and it's giving me 12.45. I'm like, that's got to be.
Wait. Do you have the three post rectifier
Yep.
regulator? All right. So you check
Yep.
the two outer ones at full throttle.
28.
Should be above 25 AC.
Yeah.
If that's above 25 AC, then your AC is working correct.
Right.
Then you go in the middle to ground. If that's 14 or higher DC,
You're charging.
then it's charging.
Right.
If your AC is good with those two lugs and your middle is low, then it's just that regulator rectifier. That's all it is.
So, because basically what I did was I took the negative and stuck it to the metal casing of the rectifier, and I went to the positive of the battery.
Negative. Wait a minute.
What-
You should always have one of the rectifier, one of the sides to ground.
Yeah, usually where you mount the regulator, because sometimes they're mounted on plastic, you always have to have a pigtail going to some ground
Yeah.
just to make sure
Yeah.
if that rectifier isn't grounded, you won't
Yep.
get the right.
Well, no, it does have a cable that is connected with a screw to the rectifier. It is grounded, but like I said, that's apparently the original rectifier that came with that engine.
Mhm. That's possible. But they do the same thing. If it's a 3-poster, it's probably doing the same thing.
Because like I said, I'm trying to figure out what year that thing was made. It had to have been made back in the early 2000s.
They do it two different ways, but most of the time, the stator that's on around the flywheel makes the 20 volts AC, and then the rectifier cuts it down to 14, 12.
Exactly.
Because I also look at my amp meter, and sometimes it's a 0, and every now and then that little red arm will go to the left or go to the right.
That's good.
Yeah, it should be going back and forth because it's charging up the battery, not charging. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I said, I'm probably even going to have to get a new battery for it. But the thing is, I typed in the Kohler par number, and there's different prices. I'm like, I wonder if that's all the same rectifier that's just charging different prices.
No, they're different. They're different.
They are different, but depending usually on the Kohler ones, the ones that go into the little recess in the housing there on the shroud, most of those are the same for the most part. They're about an inch and an eighth by about 2.5.
Yep.
With the heat sink in the back that gets hidden when you put them in.
Yeah, because like I said, I've got one on my Amazon shopping cart, but I'm just wondering, are the things actually made by Kohler, or are they made by some other company?
What's that one place we deal with? DS, I think, or DJ or something. What's that one on Amazon? It starts with a D, DS or D something. They do. I buy a lot of starters and generators and rectifiers from them.
Yeah.
There's not much that could go wrong with them because they're all potted up and everything,
Yeah.
Because like I said, I subscribe to Kohler University. They do Kohler engine stuff. I'm like, well, I said, I checked it. It's just like I said, it runs the lights fine when I can turn the lights on without the engine running and stuff like that. But the thing is, I want to make sure I have the proper voltage for that extreme PTO cluster. I don't want to burn that thing up. That thing wasn't cheap. I mean, there's more expensive ones out there, but still, like, Yeah, I don't need this issue. Yeah, I did. I called the guy Wayne,
There you go.
Oh,
and he told me to leave it running at full throttle for 5 minutes. So I,
genuine. Look at the price.
yeah,
Genuine, Kohler part.
Yeah, 4 times the price.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
Same screw holes.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I looked on Amazon and I looked on eBay, and some are 15, some are 16. I'm like,
And I bet you they're labeled Kohler after they squirt out of the factory line.
yeah,
or like it's like anybody had problems with ignition coils from aftermarket.
The
I've
ones
had pretty good luck with them.
the Kohler CV series engines, they only seem to last about a year.
Yeah, because I got a couple of machines in, and looks like they got aftermarket.
You're talking
ignition
V-twin or
coils in.
what type of equipment?
Kohler engines, just push mowers.
Oh,
Push mowers that somebody swapped out.
Yes, I have had. Yeah.
Aftermarket ignition coils in, and the one guy said it's a brand new coil and it had no spark, and
Yes.
he only used it for like a week. So he said, I got 2 cuttings and it's gone. So I want you guys to fix it because you know what you're doing. So I took my, like I got a gigantic box of OEM coils that I rip off of blown out engines. Just cleaned it up a little bit, put it on, fired right up. I said, there you go. It's half price.
Don't won't a Honda one fit on there, or Honda-ish fit on there? I think
it all
they do.
depends on the radius.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I'd actually ground them too to make them fit, and hey, as long as it sparks, I don't care.
I was just
No, I've
watching.
seen somebody grind one up to fit, and it worked.
Yeah.
No, but there was this guy on YouTube called Small Engine Rescue. He worked on a ZTR mower I've never heard of. It was an Everride Hornet.
Oh, I never heard of that.
Well, the engine he's gonna keep, but the left side axle is flying and stuff. He like, people didn't want to spend the money because he looked it up, and that one part was $900 just for that one part. I'm like, ouch. I said,
Where's
that's
your shop?
yeah. I said that's the first time I ever heard of Everride zero turn mowers. I'm like, it was a nice unit set outside, and somebody forgot to put the crankcase breather back where it's supposed to be. The left side coil, it was coated with oil and stuff. I'm like, yeah.
They're sold by Gravely.
That's why they're expensive.
Everride Hornet sold by Gravely. A place called Auburn Consolidated Industries.
Well,
But they go through, let's see. Yeah, they say they go through Gravely dealers. Huh. I never heard of that brand.
because Gravely is now owned by Aaron's. I'm like, some of these lawnmower companies, they do great for a while, and all of a sudden it's like, we got to find somebody to buy us out. Like, somebody could have bought the Comes out and kept the Comes going, but there again, you never know.
Well, I think it's been going on for about 35 years, and it's called Get Rich by Going Broke.
Yeah. It's just like, was it that company in Michigan that made the hurricane blower? They used Briggs & Stratton engines. Well, Briggs & Stratton, they threw the whatever side of, we're just going to buy them out, and they'll be made by Ferris. I'm like, you got to be joking.
Yeah, the Stens coils should be right.
Yeah, I haven't had any issues with the Sten stuff.
Anything Stens, I've had great luck with it. Right down to their pull cord.
Yeah, I just started going on Stens on my account and looking up their clearance, like under promotions. I could click promotions and it says clearance. So I go through that. Jake ordered, I think they were LCT snowblower carburetors, $6.75. I just ordered 2 feet of Briggs line with a fuel shutoff and 2 hose clamps for $6.75. The shutoff valves cost me more than that. I ordered a nice Ford grill for a lawn tractor, and it's got Ford in it. I'm going to hang that on the shop wall, I think. It looks pretty sharp.
Put it on the man wall.
Yeah. Kind of like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I watched that video Donnie Boy did the other day about that Craftsman with that Kohler engine that had gas and oil. I'm like, what? I'd expect that from Briggs and Stratton, but Kohler,
Well, it was a
on-
command. It was a command. No,
Yeah, there you go. Self-destruct.
it was
Yeah.
a,
Yeah, and
It's
the
not-
one that you were working on with that Mickey carb, it's a prime one for leaking fuel into the crankcase.
yeah.
Robert. Prime
Yeah,
example. Worst ones I've ever seen.
yeah, because there was a Craftsman Y 4500. I'm like, yep, Nikki, you got to go bye. And I didn't know it, but Nikki makes a dual barrel carburetor because O'Reilly small engines. He had a John Deere come in, and it was. I'm like, yeah, nah, forget it. I trust Nikki carburetors about as far as I throw a 5-gallon gas can full of gas with a lit rag in it. I'm like, nope.
Well, I think Walbro does make a replacement for that.
Yeah, well, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and old Bree video about that chainsaw, the starter dog, one on was missing. I'm like, yeah, no wonder that thing was hard to start. Luckily, she had a scrap one she put on, because otherwise she'd had to order that for that customer. Ain't no telling what steel would have wanted for that.
And then while I was scrolling through the clearance items, I noticed that there was a Kohler carburetor. Looked identical to the one that's on the 19 horse we just put on. The list price was $1,850 Canadian, Bruce.
For what?
$1,800 for this carburetor, and
A carburetor.
they had two left in stock, and they're clearing them out. And I think I could buy it for like $150.
Man,
Yep. Where's Klaus? He loves this.
No, he said he's got family plans today.
Ooh, he's gonna have a family.
But I saw this thing on there a little while ago, and I didn't know what the heck it was, and I still, even looking at it, don't know what it is. But I know what it is now. But here you go.
that is a strange looking tool.
Some kind of a wrench.
Well, yeah.
But I had no clue. Look at all the weird bends on it. You know.
Yeah, is it a bung wrench? Bung wrench?
Nope.
Yeah, it almost looks like that little knee at the bottom there pokes into a hole and then turns like a filter wrench. But
Nope.
what's that number? Hey, hold that still.
I don't know. Is there?
0227?
Yeah.
1498.
But even so, if it comes up, it probably won't tell you exactly what it's used for.
Okay.
I got a picture of it in use. I'll show you what it is. But
0227 slash. What was that other number?
1486 or
884.
884.
There we go.
But
Now, is that broken on that one end?
nope, that's the way it is.
Suspension control arm.
Nope, it's a specific use. I'd say it's in industrial. It's an industrial use. So factories would have one of these somewhere.
For working on fences?
Nope.
You've been there.
That's a good idea, yeah, on fences to pull them tight.
I got a scar across my chest from barbed wire.
Yeah, barbed wire. I was going to say that. Good for barbed wire.
No more guesses or what?
How big is it?
Hold on.
There, it could be 2 centimeters across.
Yeah, about a foot long.
Wow.
I'll give you a hint. It's used for safety.
Oh, where's Klaus?
It's used for safety. It does.
Canadian beer opener.
Yeah. Chris is half right.
Really?
Yeah. It opens something.
Can paint can, Oreo can, or something.
I didn't think there was a special wrench for this purpose. Now I know.
Yeah.
You know, but you give up or what?
For tightening a tourniquet.
For what?
Tightening a tourniquet if you're bleeding out.
No.
Oh,
You only got 40 seconds to figure it out. Water valve tool. That looks like that's a good one.
I'm gonna say close, but no. I'm gonna say no on that because I believe if it was just a standard water valve, you wouldn't need it.
Natural gas shutoff.
There we go.
Again, wouldn't really need it for that.
Crescent range. Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, Papa San.
oh yeah.
Ah, right.
Oh.
Good job, Indiana.
It's so hot you can't touch it. You know?
Yeah. I worked for Esso for a while, and that's like Imperial Oil,
Yeah.
and we had those, but they didn't look that.
Yeah,
like
normally on ours we have
Yeah.
special spanners that go on ours, you know.
right.
But anyway, all right, cool.
Indiana, you win absolutely nothing.
There you go. You get the prestige of knowing you're right. But all right, I'm gonna Hank, take
Good
over.
one,
I'm gonna
Hank.
grab a quick drink. I'll be right back.
All right, go ahead.
Robert, where'd you go, Robert?
Shot at the ceiling.
We'll see when he gets back. All right, let me go grab a quick drink. I'll be right back.
Yeah. No, what do you call it? Nobody wins anything on this show anymore.
No.
Oh, I can't even find my decals. I don't know where the hell they went.
Yeah,
I used to have a ton of them. I don't know where the hell they are.
that's all right.
That's like my half-inch wrench. It disappeared for a week.
A half inch?
Yeah.
Oh,
Half-inch wrench that I had ground down for taking off fuel shutoff solenoids. Right?
yes.
The anti-backfire solenoids.
Yeah, so you left it somewhere on
It-
top
Oh,
of it.
you got it there.
Buddy, I got to get in the habit of setting stuff down in either two specific places. We got the welding table now, which I got loaded with stuff I got to clear off. I got the workbench that's loaded with stuff that I got to clear off.
Yeah.
But I normally set it in either of them.
I just did
Yesterday,
that. Wayne, I
Yeah,
just did it
like
yesterday.
Tom Noby. He cleans up right after he does
Yeah.
everything,
Me
cleans
too.
it up, then he starts the machine.
yeah. And yesterday, for some reason, I went outside and I set some stuff on the grinding table outside. And I'm looking all over and I'm walking around in the shop saying, I would have put it here, I would have put it there. Then I went outside to get something, and there these two pieces were that I was looking for, the two tools.
I lost a 7/16 3/8 socket. Looked for it for 2 weeks, couldn't find it, and then I finally picked up my strip of sockets, and it normally has two empty ones at the end, but one of those empty ones had worked its way out, and the socket was there.
Yeah. Well, I guess Mick was right, senior moment.
Yep. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many times you found a socket stuck to the bottom of a magnetic tray?
Oh,
I
yeah.
quit using magnetic trays.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I do, just
Not
because of
only
that.
other parts too, like anything that's got to do with metal from a carburetor stuck under there or a screw,
Yeah.
Yeah, where the hell I put that screw?
Well, and then you're cleaning the garage and sweeping under the benches and using a magnet on the corners, and
Yeah,
we've all done it.
yeah. Yeah, those trays are nice, but I got a dozen of them, and when I take something apart, I only use those 4 screws in that tray, 3 screws in that tray.
Mhm.
So when I put it back together, I reverse the.
What I did with that generator, because I wasn't sure if I was going to rebuild it or not, I took the parts off and the bolts that hold it on top of that part. But my bench was clear, so I could do it, right? If you don't have it, and I just worked my way to the right, took up the whole bench. Because when you take apart a generator, I went right into the engine, so I had everything. And I even had to take the cap off the rod because I couldn't get to the governor gear that was just right at the back of the motor.
Yep.
Now,
Hey, how
what's a
many times-
magnetic torch?
How many times you guys find sockets and wrenches in customer tractors and equipment?
Quite a few times.
I find them in vehicles too.
Those are gifts. Those are called gifts.
Yeah. What's a magnetic torch?
Oh, like a magnetic light, light.
Oh, like a plesio lighter.
Oh,
A plesio lighter.
from the UK, torch. The word
Yeah.
torch.
Mm.
Torches
Oh,
have
that's a
different
light.
meaning
That's a
here in
flashlight.
Canada. We
Yeah,
don't
right.
use torch as a flashlight. Yeah, I got you.
Sounds like you're in a cave.
I put you in the basement, Robert, because I didn't want to see your ceiling.
Well, I'm fitting to show y'all this thing. See,
Was it?
You look like Tim the Tool Man's neighbor.
yeah. See, I see the AC, but then there's the one in the middle. I guess that's whatever. Then there's the one, but like I said, where is it?
Wait, scroll out. How big? Oh yeah. Whoa, you're way. Yeah, there's your
you
ground.
got
There's your
it
ground
zoomed.
line. Yep, you gotta have that grounded.
Yeah.
But
That's
is there a
it.
ground
The
behind,
one
is
in
there
the
a ground
middle.
behind that? You got to make sure that's not mounted on plastic. Eh?
That potting doesn't
Yeah,
look
but
good.
you got to watch though, guys, because there's two different styles. There's a
Yeah.
style where two next to each other are AC, and then the
Yep.
other one's 12. See the gap on
There's
the
a
right?
gap between 2 and 3.
Yeah. Because normally on the Kohler, the two outside ones are AC marked with an A, and the one in the center is the DC. So you got to watch, because if you got one where the two close to each other is the AC and the one to the right is the DC, you'll short it out if you don't do it right.
Move the camera to the right.
Is it melted, Robert? It looks melted.
Yeah, that potting doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I said that is
Yeah,
the
but Robert,
original.
where's the plug?
That's
Where's
the
the plug
original.
that goes on there? The plug is how you can tell what it is. Where's the plug that plugs into it? Okay,
Right
see
there.
the plug? So
Yeah.
you've got, yeah, so it looks like you've got the two outer ones are the AC and the middle one's the DC.
Yeah.
The yellow one would be the DC.
Because the one right there at my finger, I can
Yeah.
see the AC marking, the stamp of AC.
Mhm.
I guess I have to just gently clean
Well,
them off.
Robert, you could test it though with the engine running, the wires going into that plug. Put your meter on AC and
Mhm.
put the two leads into the two outer plugs to see if you're getting 25.
I
or
see
more.
the yellow lead on the right. That's different. So
Yeah,
the,
usually,
the
yeah.
AC is balanced. So those are the two on the left, and then the yellow one will be the output.
Usually there's two white leads coming out for AC. That
Yeah.
middle one looks black. What's the middle one?
I think it's
Color.
been heated.
Yeah.
Nah, the middle one, from what I can see, that wire looks to be purple.
No, but what's the middle wire going into the plug is purple?
Yeah, this purple looking to me.
That's weird.
Hey, Ken,
Yeah.
that might be a single diode setup, not a diode bridge.
Yeah. Huh.
I looked up the let me.
What
Oh.
engine's it on?
It's on that Twin Cylinder 20 horse Pro Series Mac Kohler on my
Command
G2.
Pro? Command Pro?
Yeah.
Huh. Let me look it up.
Mr. Know-it-all, Mow-it-all.
Hmm.
Oh man, there's a little dog next door just going berserk. He's been barking for an hour.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, that little gap between 2 and 3 is the defining piece, eh?
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, because I know usually the outside ones are usually the AC. But like I said, easy to tell with the meter on the wire going to the connector.
Mhm.
25 or more coming out AC, then you know you got the two AC leads. The DC lead without that rectifier hooked up will give you nothing. So
Yeah. Now I just went and looked. This is a Kohler rectifier on eBay for $69.95.
OEM.
That's it. Yep. Kohler on the box.
Yeah, but is it the right number?
Yeah, it's the right one because they're all rated. I mean, some of them, I think Kohler makes one that's rated like 2 to 20 horsepower or something.
And the one, let me see. Do this. What am I?
Now, Robert, is the engine running or can it
It
run?
run. It runs. I
Well-
said, I don't know. It's
You got a voltmeter, ammeter, ohmmeter, all that.
Yeah,
Why don't you go out there and we'll do a live out in your shed?
because this is the one I found on Amazon.
Yeah, they'll all
15.
work, but you just want to make sure you got the right capacity.
Yeah,
Go out there
I,
on your meter. We could do it. We'll test it with you.
yeah. As long as my Wi-Fi lets me do certain things, because sometimes my Wi-Fi in this place, when I get too far from the router, it
Yep.
gets a little.
Well,
it
you know,
won't-
Robert, if we lose you, so be it. So, uh-oh.
We lost him.
No,
There he
no,
is.
no. Let's see. I've got this voltmeter,
Yeah.
and then I got this voltmeter.
Doesn't
Don't
matter.
matter.
Oh, whatever. Just put it on AC.
Yep.
Go out to the tractor and put it on the wire with the plug. Put it on the two outer leads. Rev it all the way, and see if you get 25 or more volts AC.
Yeah. Oh, let me.
We'll wait.
Yeah, I'll drop for a little bit, and I'll come back.
Yeah, just don't take us in the bathroom.
Right. I'll be back. I'll see y'all out there in a little bit.
All right.
Okay.
That's great.
This ought to be interesting.
Yeah. He can actually check the DC too where he's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tech time with Robert.
Yeah, it's fun.
Now, is your neighbors not home? They're that dog barking?
Yeah, they're in and out. Her parents live about an hour out of town, and her father passed away a few days ago. So
Oh, okay.
the little guy's got separation anxiety.
Oh yeah. No, did you figure that out?
Can you hear him?
Oh yeah.
You can, eh?
Yeah.
You got
right.
good ears, Hank. I can't hear him.
Yeah, Ray's saying the purple is the DC, so that's the center. So it should be, the two, usually on them, the two external ones are the AC.
Yeah. And like Brucey was saying, the center wire is either black. I know the outside ones are usually white, and the center one's black or yellow,
But purple, I've seen that too with Kohler. Purple for 12
Yeah.
volts.
depending on what it's doing,
No.
Yeah, if it's a one diode instead of a four diode, then it only needs one lead.
I've seen those burn out though.
Yeah.
They all burn out. Especially people start doing stupid stuff with them too, like they're
Well,
they
they hook up-
load the battery down with too many lights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It just pulls too much current out of those little diodes.
Yeah, they put those huge LED light bars
Yeah.
on. Like that.
Yeah.
Or before the days of LEDs, hot lights.
Mm. Remember the old KC highlights you put on your Jeep or whatever?
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, big spotlights.
Mm.
make a spark when you heat them up, and they're only 12 volts.
Well, I remember the old cop cars with the light on the side of the door, spotlight.
That's you're probably too young, Ken, but remember that old show Car 54 or whatever it is?
Yeah, Fred Wynn.
We have a fire truck in town because we live close to the fire station, and it just has a siren just like that. And then it goes on, and every dog in the neighborhood's going crazy. It's hilarious.
I know, but way back, when they were doing the 50s lead sleds and all that stuff, Appleton spotlights, those were the thing.
Oh yeah.
You had my father had them too on his utility truck for the electric company. The spotlight, you'd never forget, the cover had a special like clamp that held the cover on, and it said right on it, Appleton spotlights.
Is that the one he could control from inside the cab?
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
and turn it. You turn it
Yeah.
and move it.
Drill a hole through the cab and put the light on.
Nope, there you go.
So did you help somebody
Yeah,
else
that's
there,
good.
Wayne? Noel says that the pulley was out of alignment.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we were talking about that, what, a week ago or 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. Yep. Interesting. What's the 120 grit? What are we talking about?
120 grit? Yep.
Oh, I can hear him now.
Yeah, I heard it.
What is it? Little mini dog?
Yeah. A rat with a coat.
You said he's alone? They're not home?
She phoned us and said, come and pick the raspberries. I'm not going to have time. So we got 2 big bowls of raspberries, like big.
Yeah, mine seem to be rotting away with all the water that we've been.
Oh yeah, see, we haven't had that. Raspberries like it a little dry, so it's
Yeah.
been perfect for them.
And I got the black raspberries, the big
Oh
ones.
yeah,
Yeah, we were talking last night on the generator Q&A, and some people were saying, I want to pick up another starter capacitor. And they were saying, best bet is to go to like an HVAC supply store, and but you can't buy from there unless you're a contractor, So I think I might just go McMaster Car in Newark or one of those places.
just walk in with overalls on.
Well, I mean, the plumbing supply place, they take my money.
Make up a company. Say you're from RDC Sheet Metal.
All you got to do is get them to put your name into their search list.
Yeah, they don't
Well,
care.
the thing is, they're not going to charge you tax if you're a company because you're going to resell it. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing. They just want to make sure the tax is getting done.
I'll pay the tax.
Oh, all right, Robert. What the hell's going on here?
Every once in a while, I don't shop at the big stores anymore unless I need a cheap tool or something. But I shop at the finer commercial stores now.
I love the people that walk out of like BJ's or Costco with like the 40-pound box of Cheerios and 12 gallons of milk.
I just watched a YouTuber on Costco. He said that 92% of Costco's profits are off their memberships.
Oh, I
and
believe
toilet paper.
Yeah,
And
how many
toilet
people
paper,
go
yeah,
once a
and
year?
basically they work on a net zero profit margin on anything they sell.
Wow. Yeah, it's not cheap. What is it, like $100 a year or something now? Not cheap.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
belong.
know.
We belong.
What's Amazon up to? 150 or one? Amazon's up there.
So, yeah.
What do you want?
Best
Ken?
invention in the last 140 years? Toilet paper. Think
What's
of
that,
anything
Bruce?
else that's done more for humanity.
Yeah, my mom always has like the 4-ply. It's like wiping your ass with cotton.
Yeah. Or you go to any place where there's a large business and they put 60 grit in there.
Oh,
60 grit.
well, that or your fingers will go through it.
Yeah.
Joke.
That's called sandpaper.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Really.
You take the 1-ply and you wrap it around 4 times. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you still get your fingers in it.
Oh,
Well, that's what the little piece is for, to clean your fingernail after.
ah.
Yeah. Remember Tower Olshan, Arch? I remember them. Tower Olshan. Yeah. Tower Electronics.
So Arch is a mason.
Family Dollar.
Isn't Family Dollar now called Family Dollar and a Quarter?
There's nothing for $1 anymore.
Well, they used to have the 5-cent, 10-cent store. Now it's the dollar store.
Penny
Pretty soon
candy.
Yeah, how much stuff in there's for $1?
And then pretty soon we'll have the $20 store.
Yeah.
What's penny candy these days? 50 cents, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the cheapest I've seen lately where you have the candy machines, the wind-up ones,
Yeah.
is a quarter.
Yeah.
They used to have penny, nickel, dime. Now it's
Yeah.
all quarter.
So age, right? When I was a kid, you could take 25 cents and go buy a Coke and a chocolate bar. Take the Coke. We have a lot of refunds here. You could take the bottle back, get 2 or 3 cents, and go to the candy store at the end of the street and buy those jujubes for 3 for a penny.
Well, we used to get the bazookas, right? Bazooka Joe.
Yeah.
And you get the comic, and you get to read the comic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I used to
Now
like
Costco hasn't raised the price of their hot dog and drink from $1.50 since 1984.
The CEO said he's not going to either.
No,
That's a heck of a draw.
he told them that he would fire them all if they tried to change the price.
Now, do they have them on those roller machines?
Yeah, but what was funny was the guy's got it. You got to tell the guy's like an Elon Musk, right? Like He went out and built 2 factories to make hot dogs just so he could hold that price.
Mm-hmm.
Costco actually has 2 hot
There you
dog
go.
factories.
How much was a hot dog?
$1.50.
What's he
Buck and a
putting?
half, yeah.
Even in Canada, it's $1.50. So that's like a buck.
Yeah,
What's-
is it $1.50 in Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
right here. The chief financial officer reassured it won't go more than $1.50.
Yeah. And that's with a drink.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, usually drinks are at least $1. You know what sucks? So McDonald's used to have coffee any size for $1.
Yeah.
Now
It's just a small.
Yeah.
Over here, they just advertise $1 plus tax for a small coffee.
For
What
a
about
thimble.
Tim
It's
Hortons?
a thimble.
What's Hortons?
Tim Hortons, I think for I don't know. I think a small is for 2 mediums. The wife and I normally get mediums, and it's $3.84 for 2 mediums.
That's fair.
Usually at Dutchess, it's $2.25 for a large coffee, but you get free refills. So.
Now they're starting to do $6 lunches. It's a small. It's not going to go on forever.
Oh, here we go.
Hey.
Live from Robert's Yard. It's Saturday night.
Yeah, let me get the vote on meter. God damn, I tell you what, it's hot as a dog out here today, boy. Woo! Matter the humidity.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, years ago we would take $2, and that would buy us a breakfast egg sandwich and a coffee, and a lunch sandwich and a Pepsi.
You could go to the movies and get
Well, we had the 99
pop
cent.
popcorn too.
Yeah, every
It's-
Sunday, the 99-cent show, and you got a popcorn.
Can't
Isn't
even buy a
Camilla-
lottery ticket in Canada for $2.
Camilla said she's going to bring the prices back down shopping. Mark.
Yeah, right.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, all right, see.
I said the two put on AC volts or AC voltage, and then you're gonna
Well, vote.
AC voltage, right?
Yeah, I got it on AC voltage, but
Okay.
the
Now,
600,
No,
600,
because-
200.
no, put on the 200 is fine, or if you have a 20
Yeah.
or 30, or 200 is fine.
20 is low.
You're gonna start it up. That cable, that cord you got coming, you're gonna probe the 2 outermost connections when you have it revved all the way, and show us the meter.
Right. Now, if you have to,
Do this, man.
mute because it's gonna get pretty loud. This thing don't play.
Yeah, it's going to get
Yeah.
loud. Yeah.
I
Yep.
can mute you. Robert, I'm gonna put you on mute.
Right.
Blow us out.
Archie's having banana bread with peanut butter on it.
I was gonna say a little protein there, Arch. Potassium and protein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good. Banana bread with peanut butter.
Mm.
Yeah, that would be. I've
There's
never
a-
done it.
2 different flavors there.
Yeah, but banana bread. Well, wasn't that Elvis? Right?
Yeah, Elvis peanut butter and banana sandwich.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, part of his problem was constipation.
Yeah. So what? Bananas help with that?
I don't know. I'm not going to find out, I don't think.
Since my baby left me,
He died on the throne, so
I
Yeah.
found a new place to swell.
Well, I don't know if it's true or not, but they say they found during the autopsy he had a 4-month-old compacted stool in his intestines.
wow.
Whoa.
Well, that's what the what is
No
it?
shit.
The 2
Yeah.
Beefy brothers. That's what they died of. The impacted was intestine.
Yeah, and he was supposedly on the throne, and he was trying to push, and there's some kind of disease there
Yeah.
that creates a problem to the heart when you're trying to push that hard.
Wow.
So for all of you viewers out there, take it easy when you're on the throne.
Yeah, you got to push too hard. Visit a doctor.
When I had a stable, the horses would twist their gut like that and they wouldn't be able to go. The vet had to stick his hand in there, try to flip it over.
Yeah.
If not, the horses would roll, to try to flip it back over. But usually,
I like
if I lived in the USA and you want to know who I was voting for,
Klaus?
Donna Summer.
watch the rallies, you'll know.
Yeah. Well, that new VP she picked, they're grilling him like crazy now.
Oh, he's a clown
Yeah.
in the army. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Robert, you still with us, Robert? What's
Well, the
going on?
worst thing he said was that Donald Trump didn't know anything about service, and then J.D. Vance let him have it.
Yeah.
And I like that J.D. Like,
Yeah,
he's an okay guy. Like,
Yeah, he is.
yeah. And did you ever watch his movie, or read the book or watch the movie, Hillbilly Elegy?
No.
Good story. Good movie, good book. Excellent. Guy had it rough when he was growing up. But he had a great mammo, as he says, grandmother.
Grandmother, yeah.
Fantastic woman.
Yeah, down south, usually all the grandmothers,
All right, let's see what we got here.
their kids, I should say.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Call 911.
Yeah.
Lights
Come
up.
on, Robert. We're losing viewers. Let's go. So we should see 25 or more volts AC at full throttle.
What's so difficult?
Well, he's got some mobile issues.
Yeah. Well, I think he's got his phone under his armpit or something.
Mm. Okay, dead air. Can't have dead air.
What the heck?
There's one I never heard of. Cheese and strawberry jam sandwiches. Never heard of that.
Cheese and
That
strawberry.
seems out there.
Are we back again?
Yeah.
Oh, he's getting closer.
Yeah.
So I put it on this one
Yeah,
and that one.
right.
Yeah, but those two. But I would have done it with just it not hooked up if you're afraid it's burnt out.
Yeah, you got to unplug it.
Unplug it and then just put it into the
Yeah, that's called isolating.
yeah. If your regulator's screwed up, you know
I'll be
what?
right back, guys.
I'm gonna do something.
Damn, this thing gonna give me hell trying to come off. Damn it.
Yeah, I gotta jiggle it. We should be able to put the two probes, one on each side of that connector.
If I can get the thing to come off, man, it's been on here. Good God Almighty, ain't no turn how long.
Usually I twist it left, right.
That's what I'm doing. That is a damn heat.
I like prunes. Dried prunes.
Prunes are good for you.
Yeah, makes you get a good go to the
Giddy up
bathroom
and go.
moment.
Yeah, giddy up and go. That's what they call them. Giddy up and go prunes.
I have a McDonald's cheeseburger. That's a get up and go.
Yeah, that's true.
So we don't even know what's in that.
No.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this thing off. I said this thing's been on here a while. And turn it, come on, get your behind off.
Get a screwdriver and put it sideways and tap it with a hammer.
And before you put it back on, put some dielectric grease on that.
Yeah.
I wish I had some. I had some, but I don't got what happened to it. Get a screwdriver.
Indiana has an Elvis song stuck in his head now. Which one? Which song? Jailhouse Rock?
Yeah, Elvis Presley was a fan of Eliminated Performance. All around his house, he had carpets with EP on it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, all his chairs had EP logos on them. I wish I would have met the guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he had EP on everything. His Cadillac, his jackets, everything.
No, didn't you have? Wasn't it TCB on everything? Take care of business.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Yeah, Elvis with the old TCB. Take care of business.
TCB. Take care of business.
All right. The hammer and screwdriver trick works.
Way to go, Hank.
Yeah.
All right. So put each one lead on either side. Crank her up full throttle and show us what the meter reads.
All right. Be fired up. Oh, yeah. Get the hammer off the damn flywheel, butt here. Jesus Christ.
You can do it, Robert.
I was going to say, today's show brought to you by the letters. What? Q?
There we come.
All right.
Nice.
Fire it up. Fire it up.
You're hooked up? What are you hooked up to, Robert?
You saw the meter, and I had it at full rev, and there's where I got the leads.
No, you don't
Whoa, on the plug.
The harness.
Oh, the horn.
Yeah. I gotta save that clip. That's
Yeah, save that one.
When I saw
That's
all
a gem.
zero, yeah, I said
Yeah.
he's got it hooked up wrong.
All right, let's try this again.
it's like hooking
Yeah,
it to a battery
in the
cable,
harness on
not
both
the back.
ends.
Something not right.
Yeah.
Got it in the plug? Yep. Okay.
Still zeros, huh? That's,
Are the leads plugged into the right part of the meter?
it's the stator that's no good.
No, but are the leads plugged into the right? There's 3 ports on the bottom. You got to plug them into the right one, the one that says volt and the one that says ground. You know?
Yeah.
Robert, to make sure your meter's good, plug it into a wall socket and see if it says 120, just to make sure the meter's good.
Getting dangerous now.
Well, you got to make sure the meter works. Well, some of those meters, need a fuse or whatever. Watch, we're gonna hear, and then this.
Yeah. 911.
Just remember to lick your fingers first before Robert.
Yeah, right. All
Alexa,
right, let's roll over here to the fan.
yeah, just plug it into the outlet. Yeah, just in the outlet and see if you get the 120. You said you're on the 200 on the meter?
Yeah,
AC.
200.
AC.
Yeah,
VAC.
AC. Yeah, the AC is the one with the
Squiggly line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
What's the wall?
Yeah, my daddy was an electrician. My granddad was an electrician, but I should have been a lighting engineer. So, does it matter which side the red lead and the black lead
No,
go
it'll
on?
just-
No,
No.
it's balanced.
Motherfucker. Get your ass in there and stay in there, you son of a bitch. Motherfucker.
Watch, also the lights go up.
It ain't showing nothing. Now I got it set on 200 volts.
Then something's wrong with that meter.
Look to where your leads are plugged in on the bottom. There should be 3 holes. Which one are they plugged into?
Might have it in the wrong one.
Yeah, the positive one should have a V on it. Look.
Well, see.
What's that red one plugged into? Rotate that plug so I can see what's plugged into. What's that one? What's it say under there?
Let me.
Shouldn't it? Yeah, volts and milliamps. Yeah, okay. That's right. So, you know what? Plug it back in, go to your continuity test and hold the leads together. See if it buzzes. See if the meter's working. Or if you have another meter, Robert. You said you had another meter?
Well, I'd have to go back in the house and get it.
Yeah. But that's the test, though. Test the outside of the plug, and 25 or more when it's revved up, and that'll tell you that your stator and rotor are good.
Let's see.
Continuity, touch the 2 leads together. It should be.
It's beeping. It's beeping.
So your leads are good.
So that's good.
But
I'm saying his stator, something's wrong with his stator.
yeah, if you're not getting anything out of there. Well, as evidenced by the melted rectifier, hey, if the magnets got chewed up or something, it shorted out,
Exactly.
Because I said, let me show y'all, see if y'all can tell what age this son bitch is, because I'm getting down. That's the tag.
909.
273 100.
Don't mind me, guys. I'm going to mute you. I'm eating.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, for the engine, though, Robert, you need the model and spec off the side of the shroud, off the engine, the model and spec. It should be like CV something with a spec number on it on the side of the shroud. Yeah, there you go. It should be a model and a spec number.
It's a YX HXS 725 GC.
Yeah, that's what you got to look up. That'll give you all the engine parts and the correct rectifier and all that.
Because I know, let me see what this other tag is. I'll tell you what. Now this is the other tag.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, model and spec. That's the quickest way to look it up.
CV 220 22S.
Yeah.
Yeah, S is electric start. What's the spec number?
75534.
Here we go.
Yeah, come on over, Robert. I'll give you another stator.
Ah, man. So I'd have to pull. Oh,
Yeah.
hat.
Well, like Noel says too, you can check the continuity that you have now. Check those outside leads with the continuity that you have now. When it buzzes,
Yeah.
connect it to each lead in there. It shouldn't.
Yeah,
shouldn't be. Right?
that way we know there's not a break in the wire.
Yeah.
Now what I just do on my damn volt? Hey. I just put my key. Let me do something else real quick.
You've lost 2 more viewers there, Kenny.
I know.
Nazi machine. Archie.
All right. Let's do this test.
actually starting the engine. Robert, how long the engine started? Continuity. Robert.
Shut the engine off, Robert.
Yeah, continuity you check with the engine off. Robert.
Yeah, he's fishing.
We're going to see him on the evening news. Robert, shut it off. Shut it off. It off. Can't hear him.
How you doing, John? Welcome to the show.
Robert, you check continuity with the engine off.
What I did was I did the test where I stuck the negative lead to the housing of the rectifier, then the positive, and then started reading 13.88.
Perfect.
I guess the thing just needs to be cleaned. I don't know to replace it or what. Like I said, because the main thing is I want to make sure that it's giving the proper voltage as stated in the owner's manual on that extreme PTO. They said between 13 and 14 volts.
You're good.
Yeah. You know,
But how come we didn't see a reading?
Yeah. That's weird.
Could have been open.
I don't get it. That's I even checked it. Oh, yeah, I checked it on the
It's cockpit trouble.
Yeah, it might not have had it in the clip properly. Like it was a bad connection. It's all
You
right.
weren't holding your tongue right.
Yeah, well, I said, this thing is from what I'm seeing, it's the original voltage regulator.
Yeah,
Been on this thing.
Yeah, by taking it off, you scratched up a little bit, and then you put it back on. Now it's reading 13 something. It wasn't making contact in the leads.
Yeah, it could
Yeah.
be.
So basically, what I need to do is let me turn that back around.
Clean all your leads, yeah,
Yeah, and use dielectric grease and stick them back on.
or Vaseline. Yeah.
Oh, I got plenty of Vaseline. So
Hey,
basically,
we want to hear about that.
so I got to pull this back off and clean each one of these terminals.
Yeah, both in the harness and the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Brett.
Hey,
Yeah. I said, because until we get another lawnmower shop around here that has got a good reputation, because we only have one other lawnmower shop in Eaton, and this guy, I don't trust him because he leaves your stuff sitting outside. I'm like, nope. The other guy, he had places to keep the equipment out of the weather. Well, I said, I'm trying to, I just say this, I'm visually impaired, like Brett. I'm trying to learn this stuff because, like I said, now some things I won't deal with. There's some things, it's like that piece of junk right there. I think I know what the problem is. When you step on the clutch brake pedal, it swings over and it's dropping. And I noticed that the other day that the belt guard, it was, I said, I'm going to just, right now, I said, I'm just trying to get at least 2 more going. But at least I got the mower pan level on this thing. Because I ain't seen the thing go to the scrapyard. And people sold it to me and said, well, you can do what you want to it. I'm like, I'm keeping this GT. Back in the day, I loved to have bought one, but the price back in the day, yeah, right. I think he said between $2,500 and $3,000 for it at Sears. Yeah, that's it. And I got to turn the fan back on it. It's sweating like a damn pig in a blanket.
Yeah.
hey, I could use one of them right about now.
What? Oh, pig in a blanket.
Pig in the blanket. Yeah, get some good old croissant dough and throw in one of them there Johnsonville, New Orleans style brats and pop that in there, bake them up. Oh yeah.
Nah, I said, last night or night before we got rain, but the sky today That's humidity at its finest. Now,
Oh, it's actually pleasant here today.
now,
Probably high 70s, maybe 80 degrees, low humidity. I don't got no
now,
fans running out here. I'm comfortable.
now,
Go on, please.
now, now, I know how to clean those thermals on the rectifier itself, but what I do, how do I clean the ones on the plug? That's it, because that's a tight space.
All you got to do is put a piece of thin wire or flatten a wire, put it in where that little clip is on the other side, and then pull the terminal out.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, I can, let me turn this camera back around. I need y'all's assistance because, I'm getting too old for all the junk.
There, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Or
So
real
I,
Mr. Bruce.
Had lunch.
so
Yeah.
I,
Pull that
these,
out.
pull that, I'll pull that off. But the thing is, how these I know I can sand with a real high grit sandpaper.
Yeah.
But it's this plug, the plug itself, the terminals inside the plug. How do I clean them?
Oh,
You
fold
take-
the sandpaper in half and about a quarter, cut it to a quarter of an inch and just move it in and out.
Or just take
Yeah.
the terminals off. Stick a
Yeah, but
screwdriver.
the inside, we're talking about the inside of the connector.
Yeah, you take it, put a little thin screwdriver in and release the clip and pull the terminal out.
Yeah, because all other thing I
Oh, I
know
see.
is what women used to use back in the day, little nail file, but I don't know what grit.
Emery paper, emery boards.
Yeah, yeah, because I said I don't know what grit those are, but like I said,
Excuse me.
You can use a little screwdriver and scratch it in there too.
yeah. Look at it, you piece of junk XT. You keep throwing your transmission belt. If I had a 50 BMG, I'd shoot your behind, but I can't. Mm-mm. Had a 50 BMG, I'd shoot. The only thing I pull off. Now I looked up the repair manual and it shows all the stuff, but it's getting to that bolt that holds that flat side idler pulley on. It's like, you guys, I'm like, hey.
Ray's got a good point. Use a points file. That'll work
Yeah.
perfect. And you
So
don't have
no,
to take the terminals out.
so I had bought the electric grease at Walmart one time. What was I was using that on? I forgot what I used it for, but I'm like, now I gotta go back unless I try to order it off Amazon or something and wait for it.
Get one of these nail files that are made out of metal, and it's got
Yeah,
some grits on it. You could put that
Yeah.
in there and sand that a little bit.
yeah. So like I said, that even somebody showed on video, if you having, like right here is looking, no, there being aluminum is oxidation.
Yeah.
It said, scratch that off a little
Well,
bit.
Yeah, it doesn't matter there. It's where
No.
you're connecting the wire and the nut.
Yeah. So basically, I have two options: clean those terminals or order a new one.
No, you
So-
don't need a new one.
Not if
Yeah,
it's short 13 now. Then all you need is clean up your terminals and clean up your ground, and you should be good.
Yep.
Now-
I say so too.
Now, what is the normal life expectancy of a voltage regulator?
I've seen them last 30, 40 years even.
Yeah.
So if this mower was made back in say what 2000,
98, according to what that thing said.
Yeah.
well, they also say something about what's that ANSI standards. Let me look at this again.
Well, you got to remember that machine might not have got used very much either. Just
Well-
because it was made in 1998 doesn't mean it got used a lot. I've seen a lot of stuff that's been sitting for 20 years.
Yeah,
Well, from what
Because
he
they-
showed there, that motor looked clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that I think your regulator's good. You just got to clean it up.
well, I said
Hey, that
I
little
have.
thing he was talking about with his with getting in the harness. Do you think those
Oh, yeah.
those torch tip wires cleaners would do that?
Yep. Anything.
Because
They got
I,
a rough texture to them, and they're small.
Yeah, because like I said,
Anything that works.
yeah, because
Just don't do
when
it
I
with
was
the motor running. That's all.
yeah, because when I was checking the voltage for the PTO coming from the switch, I had to order a set of alligator clips. They probably gonna need to be cleaned too. Because I said when I put the new PTO on, it had dielectric grease, so there's a tight fit. But it's like I said, I'm trying to learn to do a lot of stuff myself, so I don't have to keep calling up a shop. Because I said ever since we lost that one lawnmower shop and the other guy opened it up, he didn't last long. I don't know what his problem was, but he didn't last long. It's like, you got to be joking. Spent all that money, bought that shop and stuff like that. Went through all this stuff there trying to, I think he was trying to sell. Well, he didn't, he quit selling Gravely. He was selling, what's that mower? Dixie Chopper and Spartan ZTR mowers. He stayed Echo, but like I said, he didn't last. They're like, you got to be joking. Spend all that money buying a property and then turn around and boom, went
What's
downhill.
his
That
face did a video on a Spartan here a while back. I don't see him really making anything now. Did Mower Medic do something on a Spartan, or he did a review on one? It's been a while back.
yeah. The thing is, seems like nobody's doing video reviews on that steel ZTR mower. I don't know what's it because they're made by Aaron's. I mean by Ferris. You can tell it's a Ferris because of the suspension on the front end.
You got
But
some
like I
pretty
said,
clean stuff there, Robert. Sorry to interrupt.
yeah, yeah,
Well, I think Ferris is actually, aren't they a division of Simplicity, which I think is owned by Briggs?
yep. You got that right. And was it Briggs Stratton? They bought somebody else. I think they bought Murray Moore Corporation out
They did. They did.
because it's getting up. It's getting, you found the red Murrays at Walmart.
Yeah, those
It,
are
well,
MPD.
yeah, well, no, there was red Murray, which was standard. The green Murray was the ultra, and the black Murrays was the select because they used to sell the black Murrays at Home Depot. Now they're making Murrays kind of a silver color, but it's hard to find people that sell them. Look at that pretty muffler. Are you hot? Yeah, you still a little hot. I clean that muffler off.
It's a big muffin.
Then it's that muffler and the pipe coming off the engine. They show the part numbers in the manual lib for this mower. Guess what? You can't find them.
No, that's quite often the case.
Yeah,
Is
like
that
I
a,
said,
is that
Well
a single
available.
or is that a twin on that?
that's a V twin. It's a
Get me
V
the
twin.
part number. Get me the part number for that mower. I'll find the muffler.
Yeah, because the muffler I cleaned up and I sprayed two different types of high heat temp. The silver is what they call VHT, but it's the actual tailpipe that comes off each cylinder. And I was catching a fool trying to get it off. The two outer nuts, easy, but the two inner ones, I'd had to pull this motor to get them off.
It's always the
Like
inner
I said,
ones.
yeah, like I said now. Yeah, like I said now. Oh yeah, and this was the issue. This side was lower when I had it down, but now it's all nice and low because all I did was clean the support brackets up. It lifted. So now she is not scraping the ground like she did when I first got her. I knew something wasn't right. I just had to figure it out. XT, I'll get back to you one of these days. One of these days when I feel like it, because otherwise I'd be done took a 50 BMG and shot your behind. Only thing I say while would be
You're
I
killing
don't
us,
think I
Robert.
say while would be the engine and maybe the transmission and the wheels and tires. But I love Husqvarna, but the way they put this stuff together to get this fender off, you got to pull all that off, all the console, to get the rear fender part off.
Just like a John Deere.
Yeah, just like with this one. This,
You guys ever see a Husqvarna 525? wear the end of the drive shaft out like it was been put in a lathe.
Yeah.
Had a guy
But
bring one in this week. He said this thing's making a weird noise and the head don't turn. So he fired it. He fired it up, and he squeezed the trigger, and and it's like I don't see the. I see the head barely turning, but the noise was coming from the clutch end. So I separated it, and it's one of those solid drive shafts that had the splines on it, not the square end.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like somebody put it in a lathe.
Yep. Now, this mower, this fender is bolted to the foot pan. Because I said the first time I would have one day I pulled all that off. I think I also had to replace the fuel line from the gas tank. I looked at that transmission. I'm like, but that guy, they small engine revival. He said, good thing you clean that transmission up, but it was caked with junk. Nope. I said, no. I spent a lot of money on this thing, repainting the mower pan, repainting the back wheels and the front wheels. That's it. It was worth 300. I ain't no telling how much I got in this mower so far, besides the price.
But does it run?
Oh yeah, it runs.
Wow.
I run it. The people I bought it from.
Yeah.
I've cut the yard with it after I had to put new blades on it. The blades that were on it, the lift there was, it was broke off. It was the backside was the blade. All three of them, they were jagged. The discharge blade wasn't even turning right. A guy said, "I'll cut grass with it." That day I seen it. I looked at that thing. I'm like,
Where's the
belt guard? Where's the belt guard for that pulley so you don't get your pants caught in it?
I know.
Well, I would have to look that back up, but I don't think there are a lot of these parts unavailable. Every time I go to look it up, like, oh, that part's unavailable. Some of the stuff's not being made, like the muffler and stuff.
Not available any longer. Yeah. No longer available. NLA.
Yeah, you get the part number, but you can't get the part.
Yeah, like I said.
That's what I find out with the Simonize pressure washers. Anytime a pressure washer comes in, man, like they change their pressure washers every year or 2 years, and
whatever they're buying
are no longer available. Yeah.
Like I said.
I worked for about 2 full years to get pressure washers to be able to rebuild them. All those little tiny plastic parts just fall apart. You can't do it.
I hope.
I think it changes the shape of the aluminum housing.
I hope with your saying that, Bruce, I hope I get more than 2 years out of that Simpson I got over there.
Well,
Simpson's a good
as
man.
long as you don't do something dumb to them, they last a long time. But if you freeze or if there's some rubber stuff sucked in or anything like that, then they don't like you.
Buy your parts now, Brett.
Now, Brett,
exactly.
I say this. My Simpson pressure washer had the AAA triplex pump. I called Simpson up. They give me the name of 3 Simpson pressure washer repair shops in Millersville. I called all three of them up. Oh, sir, we can work on the engine, but we can't work on the pump. I'm like, you can work on the engine, but you can't work on the pump. You got
a replacement from Harbor Freight.
Yeah, because I took mine to Northern Tool and they put a different style of pump on. But I'm like, Simpson pressure washer dealers. Oh, we can work on the engine, sir, but we can't work on the pump. Like, and why are you a Simpson?
See, that one of mine, mine doesn't have a AAA pump. Mine's got a cat.
Oh, cat pumps are good.
Yeah, I got a cat on mine, and I got the GX200 Honda motor.
Oh, that's big. Yeah, you're right. And General makes a pretty good pump too.
Yeah,
General, Cat, and AR are the 3 big ones.
River Berry.
Yeah, and some of them, I think even Comet makes a pretty decent one too.
Yeah, because my Simpson has the
Reverbery. Yeah, that's the one that Bruce was talking about.
Because my Simpson has the Kohler SH 6-horse engine on it. I could have got a different one, but I went to Lowe's and I'm like, I'll take it. Yep. Now, because Tractor Supply sells them. I said,
I
you know,
hate to do this, you guys, but I got to bail. We'll see you
Okay,
later.
Bruce.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you,
Mr.
Ken.
Bruce, have a good weekend and God
Yeah.
bless you, sir.
Yeah.
Nice seeing you,
Same to all
Bruce.
you guys. Thanks, Ken, for doing it.
Well, our Generac pressure washer's still going. And the only thing that ever happened to that was the plastic spool for the recoil that holds the rope. The outer edge broke on it, likely from pulling on an angle instead of pulling on the right angle, like pulling straight. When we went to get a Generac recoil, it was $80 or plus tax, and we got one from CPT for $11. And it's exactly the same as the $80 one without the logo sticker.
yeah.
Took the
Who makes
sticker
that
off
motor
the
for
original,
Generac?
stuck it on the other one. Nobody know the difference for $11.
Nope.
Who makes the engine for that Generac?
I don't know. I think it's a clone Honda.
Yeah.
Most of that is.
Well, yeah. And that video that Donnie Boy did on that Kohler engine had oil in the gas and oil. I'm like, that's on a Craftsman. And it apparently was, you know, AY, well, Husqvarna made Craftsman, but I'm like, that's just kind of strange because I know Kohler, like, oh, we're going to start using Nicky Carr. Watch your sales go down. Nope. I said, I trust a Nicky Carr about as far as I can throw this gas can full of gas with a lit rag in it. Nope. Was ain't too far because at the time it hit the ground, it's gonna be boom.
Remind me if you go to do that to stand as far away as possible.
Yeah. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 big 5-gallon gas cans. So I ain't got to worry about gas for a while, as long as it's the ethanol free.
Take care, Dirt Rider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Y'all talking about the sparkle rest on mufflers. Yeah, this old girl here on the thing, she's had to have done as a carburetor. As far as the muffler, it has never clogged up. And like I said, I've had a person December, I've had that thing 27 years. Yep. Old school.
Well, you know what? I got to get going. It's getting late. I got to hit it.
Okay, Kenny.
The sun's still out, so I'm going to try and get some stuff done.
Yeah, I got to go out and get on that Kubota again.
Yeah, maybe we'll see Arch later if Arch is on.
I got fights.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, fights. Ah,
yeah.
cool. Guys, we'll talk to you
Yeah.
later.
Okay,
Take care, guys.
Take
Enjoy.
care.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Appreciate the help, guys. Appreciate the help.